People want to party on Tuesday. That was a text message that I just saw. All right. All right, guys, I'm by myself. What's going on? No? What's happening? All right, I guess I'll just wait. La, 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 la. AB, all right. I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, hey, Jeanette, I'm wondering what's going on because people wanted me to come and finish this. So, hey, Maria. Hey, Lux. So, anyway, what was Winnie talking about? Oh, bag regrets. You know, hey, Donna, I have bag regrets. Everybody's got bag regrets. If I could go back and change things, well, first of all, I cycled quite a few times because I originally started buying so long ago and then just kind of got to the point where I got bored with bags altogether. And I was buying crap from Charming Charlie's. And, you know, I eventually, after my mom passed, needed like a little pick me up. So then I kind of got back into it again, slowly but surely. And here we are where we are now. And I'm not going to be in a position where I go hog wild, but I will admit, after my dad passed, there were definitely some things that I bought that were real impulse buys. And if I go back through my photos, I can see all kinds of things that I really shouldn't have bought. Like, I knew going into it that I definitely should have just passed on those things. I had the little Gucci camera bag, the mini camera bag that everybody went on about, and that bag drove me nuts. I had the YSL medium envelope. You couldn't put anything in it because it was so structured. It drove me crazy, so I got rid of that. Um, I just had, oh, well, Jackie's live now, so I guess I don't really have to. Hold on for a minute. Anyway, so Jackie just went live. I don't know if she even realizes that I am, but I'm going to hang out here for a while. But anyway, there's so many bags that I bought because I thought that they would work that didn't work. And man, I could kick myself because anytime you buy things and try to sell it, you're never going to get your money back. And, I tried to bear with them for a while, but sometimes you just can't. So now I am really just scary. Like, I just don't want to be bothered getting anything that I'm really not sure what's going to happen. AB, that won't work because she's already live and she uses StreamYard and it would take a minute to set things up. So I don't know. There were 45 people here a minute ago and now we're down to 27. Hopefully whoever left is a troll and that's it. So, bye-bye. But no, I'll hang on for a little bit. I don't know. What are we going to talk about? I mean, I got to say, I really, I have no problems with Coach. I absolutely adore Coach. But they got to get with it as far as bringing in some spring colors because I'm so tired of black and maple. It's just driving me absolutely crazy. I can't stand to see one more black or maple bag because I have so many of them. So why not bring in a really pretty blue, a pink, a lavender, another green, like just something. So I don't know. What are you guys feeling about that? Yeah, more crystal. I would love more crystal too. They ought to bring back colors in crystal. even if they have to do signature, but just do a plain background, maybe a plain background, and put some cherries on it and then bling out the cherries. How about that? That would be really a pretty idea, I think, but you know that they're not going to bother with any of that. They don't care what we want, right? So yeah. So I'm excited to see if they bring out anything for the summer that's going to be really exciting. The dark rich greens are gorgeous, Maria. I have that forest green vintage bag. So, Winnie, yeah, I had to do it, Winnie. I would have had you with me, but I know you're really out of commission. And I just said Jackie went live right after you hung up. So apparently there's still some people here. So until we really go down and, people start to leave, I'll stay around for a little bit. But yeah, they've done the dark greens quite a few times before, and I would just like to see a little bit more. Like, give us some color variety. All right, we gotta set up some mods. When you got a mod, because I'm not gonna have the God bless you people a million times in here. They'll drive me nuts. So how do I do this? I don't want to do that. How do I make somebody a mod? I forget how to do this. Settings, community moderation. Let's see. All right, I'm going to put this in subscriber mode, so that should eliminate a lot of these people. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Winnie should be able to time these people out. I think that she was the main mod. Your handbag regrets. Yeah, I mean, I've said before on my channel, great. I've said before on my channel that, I really regret buying the blue Chanel. And I think that that is like the biggest regret that I've had because that bag was just ridiculously expensive. All right, I'm down to 10 people in here. There's kind of no point in hanging out, I don't think, because I guess everybody must have just left and went over to Jackie. So I want to just get off now. I know it is a beautiful bag. So, um, yeah, I don't know, AB. There's kind of no point in staying. There's only 9 people now. Everybody out and that was here just left. Hey, Ed, it's good to see you. I appreciate that you love me. We'll see. We'll see if anybody stays. I kind of thought that maybe if she was lurking and she saw in the chats that I was going to come, that maybe she would have hesitated for a minute, but I guess not. So yeah, that blue Chanel bag is absolutely stunning, but it was almost $5,000. Hey, Monica, you know, look, I don't mind being blessed. I have no problem with somebody wanting to bless me, but we know that those people are just trolls that come in to, block up the chat. So that drives me nuts. So yeah, who else is regretting some of their purchases? Oh, thanks, Winnie. I appreciate it. Anybody want to share one of the things that they had and regretted deeply afterwards? God bless you 1 million, gillion, trizillion times. And I'm not a troll. I appreciate that, Dia. That's just awesome. Oh, yeah, the two haversack bags. But Ed, when you see a picture of these things isolated, which they were isolated, I mean, let's face it, we really couldn't picture how big the bag was. Like, I had an idea of how big the bag was, but until you actually saw it on the model and you realize, like, oh my God, that thing is massive, you wouldn't know. So, yeah. I mean, you thought that you were going to get something that was going to be hot that you'd use all the time. So, yeah, Ed bought two. And then when they got there and he saw that they were like the size of the Goodyear blimp, he decided that they definitely were not going to work. So you went to Bonko last year. I know, but it was a big year, right, Rachel? So you have your, you know, it's your right if you want to do that. So yeah, Winnie, I know the Pochette Matisse was not for you, but even still, you went and bought the Rouge, right? So I guess maybe you thought like, I don't know, you had to have the Rouge, and this would be a really cool thing if you picked it up, and maybe you wouldn't hate the bag so much. Because I know that happens sometimes, right? Where people, they have something and they're like, well, I really miss that bag. I think I need it back in my life again. And then the second time around, they hate it just as much. And it's like, oh, why didn't I just listen? Somebody was saying, my babies are sleeping, Jeanette. They're upstairs together having a nap. Oh, the Alma. I love my Alma when I have my Alma. Yeah, you had a couple of the Gucci bags that weren't really so much for you. I like the Dora. I think the LV Dora bag is a really neat bag. It's like a really good size and shape, and Naomi created one for you, so that was good. Yeah, I love a dome bag. I love a dome bag. I love a barrel bag. I love a satchel bag. So, oh my God, here she goes with the moto. Winnie, no, no, please, please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't, please. I beg of you, please. Oh God. So yeah. Oh. But yeah, I mean, I've even regretted some Coach bags that I bought, and I was like, oh, why did I go in on that? Like, I have two vintage Soho bags that I listed for sale because that style just doesn't work. It's got these weird in between handles that are like too long for a top handle, and they're too short for a shoulder carry. And then it's got the flap that goes underneath the handles, and it drives me nuts. And Coach has that new bag, and I can't remember if it's called the Bridget. But anyway, it's a very similar style to that vintage Coach. And I really love it. Like, I think it's just a beautiful bag. And then I had to like kind of go back and think to myself, like, okay, you're going to not use it, like you never really used those two Soho bags. And, you know, it's just going to kind of sit there. So yeah, so I de-influenced myself out of that bag. Almost mainly carry top handle. Yeah, I really like the top handle carry. I think that it feels much more comfortable, even though sometimes my hands hurt. But the crossbody strap sometimes, maybe because I'm short, and maybe because if you put too much in some of these bags, it gets a little heavy, and they kind of drag down on my neck and it makes my neck hurt. So that drives me insane. So I'm good with like a shoulder bag, or, doing just the top handle because I can't carry things anyway that are too heavy. Sheila, yeah, I do too. I like a smaller bag. I kind of feel like if I'm wearing a huge bag that it just overwhelms me, and not like I'm so skinny, but or so short, but it just kind of, it dwarfs me. I look even shorter than what I am, and I think I just feel like even more squatty. So yeah, I know what you mean. I kind of like a small to medium sized bag. I love the picture of Winnie when she got the pink kiss lock and she was holding it up and she looked like a little mouse next to the kiss lock. That was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I kind of feel like I want to get a few bags out that I don't use so much. And, you know, that's not many, but it's a couple like that Chanel, definitely. Um, I've sold Louis Vuitton bags. I mean, I've sold a bunch of things from Louis Vuitton, but I don't really feel like I want to get rid of any luxury bags right now because I don't really have that massive of a collection. And I don't ever just buy so I can unbox something on my channel and be like, oh, hey, here's the new latest and greatest from whatever. I just can't do that. So I really buy to keep. And I'm really just loving the Coach bags that I have. But there are a couple that I have that I've added that kind of don't work as well for me. And they're probably going to have to get weeded out. And then I'm going to replace them with some new bags. I saw a beautiful, beautiful top handle tote. It's new. And Jorgelena actually was talking about it with me not that long ago. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's an open tote. It almost reminds me of my Coach Whitney bag where it has like it almost looks like there's a dowel across the top and it has handles. And I would say that it's kind of about the same size, but they have absolutely beautiful, beautiful leather from Maison Sabre. So I think I definitely would like to add one of those. I think that they're really beautiful. And I want to get a Floron because Jane has me just head over heels for the Floron bags. And I think that they're really just gorgeous. So, hey, Jackie. Hey, Pixie. So, yeah. Oh, what's your birthstone, Kaylee? I missed that. So, yeah. So that's definitely something that I want to get. That dumb bag. Which dumb bag, Winnie? You always curse at a dumb bag when you get a bag and you But Winnie's so funny. I mean, every once in a while there's been bags that have come out and she's just had like the biggest fit ever. Ever. It's, oh my God. Oh my God. I have to have it. I have to have it. When she got the little Coach Ruby 18, I remember she was just like so over the moon. She got it. She got the charm that matched it. And like it was just all that she could think about. And then I don't think it was 3 months. Once they got more widely available, when he was like, oh, I'm outie. She moved on to the next big and great thing. But yeah, birthday is in May. Oh, so you're an emerald baby. Oh, how nice. Yeah, I cuss at my bags sometimes too. I have to say, every once in a while when I have a problem with one or I can't fit things and I'm like, you bitch, I can't stand you. I did it the other day with the Tabby 26 because it's so hard to get things in there and to kind of situate everything. It drives me insane. So yeah, insane in the membrane. So, well, spring is coming this week a little bit. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer here. We've had temperatures over freezing, and Snow Mountain finally melted. There's only a tiny little lump of it left, and there's a little patch of snow in the parking space in front of my house, which I don't really care about because I don't need it. It's not my spot. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to having the sun out and having beautiful weather and taking a ride to the beach or something. I know. I am not looking forward to the time change. I do not want to spring forward. Absolutely not. I need my hour of sleep back. I want my sleep. I don't know why we're still doing daylight savings because nobody's out on the farms working at daylight. So, yeah, same bag for a month. Do tell, Ed, which bag? Down the shore, that's right. Actually, when I go to the shore, though, Winnie, it's over the shore because I don't really go to the South Jersey beaches anymore. I stopped that BS when I realized that it was too far out of the way. And I kind of like going on the beach where there's not a lot of drunken teenagers. So now that I'm not a drunken teenager, kind of don't want to be in the thick of it. So there's that. I'm not going to be Snooky. Where's the beach when she's walking on the beach? That's just not happening. So, yeah. Oh my God, that snow mountain was just absolutely horrific. Horrific. So, I'm just glad that that is done. And my ankle feels a lot better not having to wobble on that as much. So, at least the pain is a little bit better. But yeah. Oh my God, Snooky. Snooky. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Snooky in Seaside Heights. It's Saturday, Maria. Saturday is the time change. Yep, whole hour. And then we won't know what time it is on Sunday, but it's not as much fun when you do it on Friday night or on Saturday night in the spring because you're going up. So it's like the day goes by twice as quickly and it doesn't get dark until close to 7 o'clock. And then you're like, oh shit, I have to get ready to go to sleep kind of soon. Snooky has cancer. What? Oh my God. Oh, do tell. Who knows? Oh my God, Winnie. Oh my God. Yeah, skin cancer, I wouldn't be surprised. That's really just, oh my God. What stage? That's horrible. Oh my God. Anybody have any more details? She's got like 4 kids now. So I'm guessing that she's definitely going to get a hysterectomy at the very least. I'm sure she doesn't ever plan on having more kids at this point. Oh my God, poor Snooky. Oh man, I wish I could reach out to her because I would definitely want to give her a little bit of encouragement. I had uterine cancer and I had a very serious uterine cancer, which most of you know. And I really try my best when I hear that somebody's going through a woman's cancer to try to give them some information and, just try to put their mind at ease that of course you're going to be scared and you're going to be worried, but it's not necessarily something that you're not going to be able to get through. And touch wood, 5 years. I had chemo, I have radiation, and, you know, it wasn't really that bad. And maybe when you think of it as I either do this or I'm going to die, it's a whole lot easier to deal with. So, and that's really the reality of it. You either just know that this is what you have to do and that's just it. And all these people, and I heard, and this is just horrible. I was watching a video the other day that James Vanderbeek, who was on Dawson's Creek, he, oh, stage 1 cervical cancer. Oh, adenocarcinoma, she should be fine, thank God. I don't want to belittle it, but that's the easiest one to treat. And for most people, just a hysterectomy will cure it. So if that is what she has they'll check and see for any margins, but at her age, she might just want to opt for a total hysterectomy and not have to worry that anything else in there is going to go south. Because, yeah, I mean, once they're in there, they might as well just get rid of the rest of the works, especially if you're not having any kids. But I had endometrial carcinosarcoma, which is called like a mixed Mullering tumor. And it's part sarcoma, which goes in your muscle. Lux, you had ovarian cancer or cervical? Oh, thank God you're okay. Yeah. But anyway, what was I going to say? So, they always tell you that something could happen some years down the line, or, you could, I mean, basically after 5 years, your chances, oh, great, Lux, I'm glad that you're okay. Um, But anyway, after 5 years, your chances of getting cancer are back to what they would have been, for or what they would be for any other person. So that's comforting. But anyway, James Vanderbeek, I found out because he had colorectal cancer. I found out that his wife was one of these, I hate to say it, crazy wellness people who believes in power of prayer and healing and meditation, and she would go on podcasts, and she claimed that she was a psychic healer and that she saw illnesses in all of these people. And guess what? Guess whose cancer she didn't see? Her husband's. And apparently, he didn't start traditional treatment until it was too late. And the family went broke. They started a GoFundMe for his wife and his kids. But, you know, I feel terrible that he had to go through this. And, don't get me wrong, it's just really absolutely tragic. But if their situation were a little bit different, and if he had have gotten seen and if he had have gotten treatment earlier, he would have maybe been in a better position and would have had at least a chance to live. Because once you get past a certain point, like somebody tells you you have stage 3 cancer, you don't go down to Mexico and do the starvation coffee colon enema shit, which is a real treatment from this clinic down there, and it's illegal here, so people do go to Mexico to have this done. It's called Gershon therapy. Gerson, or Gerson. And you drink juice and you get coffee enemas, and that's how they think that you're going to heal. And guess what? Most of the people who've done this died. And all the research that's been done has showed that there was no proof that the people who did get better actually were diagnosed with cancer, and that this was what was pointed toward their cure. So I just really encourage people, you know, don't listen to those things. You have to do what's best for you. And if you're ill, you need to go to be seen by real doctors. Yeah, I think, yeah, that was just completely awful. And I mean, I'm not saying that she's the reason why he died. I'm just saying that, for somebody that was allegedly a psychic healer, you gotta wonder. It should have been, yeah, and that's what it is. It's preying on the desperate. And people who seek that kind of treatment in lieu of real treatment, it's just awful. But yeah, I really felt bad. I mean, he was a young man, he had 6 kids. It's just really horrible. So anyway, yeah, and that's what people do. They prey on desperate people. And it's just like people that come on YouTube and use their illness as, I understand completely talking about, because I mean, I've done it. I've talked about things that I've gone through to give information to other people, but I've also seen where people have a channel. And there's one woman who I will watch occasionally, and she'll come up in my feed a whole lot when I was doing treatment. And every time her subscribers dropped, she'd suddenly, all of a sudden be getting a new scan that her tumors were back. And she allegedly has stage 4 cancer for 25 years. So, yeah, I mean, you can't use these things for your own benefit and to prey on people and get sympathy and try to have people, you know, feel bad for you so that you can get what you really want, which is more subs. So yeah, I just really question people that do that. If you want to help somebody, and I do believe in people who have psychic gifts, but if you want to help them, you're not going to charge people for it and you're not going to tell them don't seek other treatment. But yeah, people are foul. People are horrible. And yeah, oh, Scamanda. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was terrific. And that was another example. You know, her and that Belle Gibson, it was just terrible. I mean, people will so easily fake things for their own gain. And it's just really sad. I mean, if they knew what it was like to actually have to live through it, they would never want to do this. Never. And I've seen people on YouTube, and I'm not saying that they're not sick, but I would never stand there with an IV on my arm and, holding a cane and be smiling and, oh, look how sick I am, but I'm a warrior. I don't know. I mean, to me, there's a time and a place to, and a way that you should act. And that just kind of, it's just a turn off. But anyway, I digress. Let me not talk about sad things and annoying things. So yeah. She believed that she did. She had a scare and she did definitely have a mental dysfunction, but she was told, she knew that she did not have cancer. I've seen the Australian 60 Minutes too, yes. She knew that she didn't have cancer, but she, wanted to be this wellness guru and sell and shill her cookbook and her website to people and go to all these events and act like that's how she got better. Because so many people are convinced that, it's the medicine that's going to kill them. Like all these people who wouldn't take the COVID shot, wouldn't take any COVID meds, but were taking dog dewormer and animal dewormer because that's what they trusted because the government didn't give them the medicine. I mean, it's that same kind of mentality. So, I mean, yeah, every medicine has side effects, but when the side effect of not taking that medicine is death, damn sure I'm going to be fine with worrying about those side or not worrying about those side effects. Hell no. Give me all the meds. Stick me as many times as you want. If you know that it's going to give me a chance, go for it. I have two young men upstairs that I have to take care of. They depend on their mommy. So I will get off my high horse now on that one. So yeah. So I don't know if there's anything else that's yeah, my young men, they're just adorable. Oh my god, guys. Tony is nuts. He got snipped 3 weeks ago maybe, and he's not howling for a missus anymore. He doesn't really care about the ladies. He'll give a little meow 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 once in a while when he's looking for his toys or when he's looking for Henry to play with. But he's now like he discovered toys and he's crazy. He jumps on Henry. He pins Henry down. He'll knock anything. Like, see this lip balm? Oh, and this, by the way, I'm wearing this. This is the Givenchy lip balm that Dia gave me in the set. It's such a pretty pink. But anyway, he'll jump on the table and there comes his hand. Little hook, little hook. And he'll take this and he'll just start rolling it all over. I already lost one lipstick. Thank God it wasn't a really good one. Thank you, Dia. I love it. So yeah, he's just nonstop. And poor Henry's hissed at him. He's given him a little swat, but he loves him. They're upstairs taking a nap together because they have exhausted themselves. Exhausted themselves. So yeah, they need a nap. And then they'll get up in maybe an hour or so, have a snack, and then we'll all go to bed together. So yeah, that's the size of it. My hair's gotten more and more crazy today as the days gone on. I did have my hair cut maybe 3 weeks ago. And that's the other thing. I mean, I have no color in my hair at this point. So this is actually what my hair looks like. And yes, there are some grays in here. But guys, just because you get older, not everybody gets gray at the same time. Not everybody is going to get like really noticeable gray. I do have a little bit of pencil on my eyebrows, more for shape, but my eyebrows still have my color. So it's not like they're gone or they're all gray either. But when I go, I get a haircut, and even though I was bald, when my hair started to grow in, my stylist would just trim the back of it so that all the top hair would grow down to meet, you know, to come lower and lower so that I would be able to get a bob again. I know there's a lot of people I've seen who let their hair grow into kind of like a mullet, and I just couldn't do the mullet look. And then plus, I have texture in my hair now, so then when I had shorter hair, it was kind of like Little Orphan Annie curly, and that wasn't a good look. So I really had to either straighten it out or spike it, and I really had to use a lot of gel to get it kind of to do anything because it was, pretty wavy, but not gorgeous like Maria's waves. It was just Little Orphan Annie waves. Maria has beautiful curly hair, and so does Dia. But yeah, so I only go and get it cut, and she trims my ends. So, I've let it grow now. It's taken 5 years for it to get this length, and now it is completely even. And she doesn't want to cut a whole lot of layers until I get the length to where I want it. And I only kind of want it maybe to here, which I know some people are like, oh, your hair is so short. It's just chopped off. Believe me, guys, this is not short hair, okay? When I hear people say that they have hair down to their shoulders and that it's chopped and that it's so, so short, this is not short hair, okay? My stylist even said, this is medium length hair, and it flips up because it touches my shoulders, and I just let it do whatever the heck it wants to do. So my mom didn't go gray until, wow, till she was 75. Oh man. Oh wow. That's something. Oh, I'm so sorry for your mom. That's a shame. Yes, Winnie has short hair, and Winnie's got gorgeous hair. If I could wear my hair like Winnie's and be able to maintain it, I would do it because I had short hair like that years ago. I think short hair is fabulous, but I think that short hair takes a lot of maintenance, it takes a lot of patience. You have to have enough hair and it has to have enough texture for it to just not, be like completely in your face. Like, who is the one Mushmouth on Fat Albert? He wore the hat that kind of completely came over. Or looked like Davy Jones and the Monkees, or Peter Tork, because they both had the same little do. So yeah, exactly. Short hair needs lots of styling time. So Maria's got gorgeous hair. Jorgelina, I was just talking about you. I know I didn't know I was going to be live either. I miss you too. I was just talking about you, and I was talking about how we were looking at the Maison de Sabre tote. So you must have been reading my mind. Yes, the monkeys. So yeah, so that's how your name came up in the conversation. So yeah, believe me, Winnie, her. Oh, you did awesome. Oh, I can't wait to see. We were talking about these bags, and in this Maison de Sabre brand, they dropped some Pokemon themed bags and pouches and different items. And This bag that we were looking at also came with the Pokemon, so I'm curious to see what you got. Yeah, that's really not a bag. Okay, okay. I'm really still curious to see what it is that you got because I love their bags. I think their bags are awesome. Now, if they can make an awesome bag, excuse me, with fantastic leather, and if Dooney and Burke could make a bag with fantastic leather, why can't Louis Vuitton make canvas without a whole lot of problems and flaws and damages and crap like that going on? Doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, you know, there's no hardware problems on the last Dooney bag that I bought compared to my Diane bag. I mean, that was like the death knell for me with Louis Vuitton bags. That and the Ivy Walk, where the whole lining was completely loose and didn't fit inside the bag. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm outie. If I'm going to be spending that kind of money, I'm going to Hermes. I love Hermes bags. I love them because they are so nondescript, but they're really just excellent quality. Um, I definitely no, I don't think no, it's definitely not that, Grace. I think that people forgive Louis Vuitton for whatever crap that they put out because they're Louis Vuitton. I don't think that it's we're not looking or that we're looking too closely. I think that we're overlooking a lot and accepting a lot of what they put out because people want a Louis Vuitton bag. Plain and simple. Yeah. I mean, yeah. An Hermes bag is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, their leather is amazing. Their canvas is amazing. Tony's up, guys. Uh-oh. Can you see him? Can you hear him? Yeah. Yep. Tony, everybody says hi. I mean, I even love my Hermes bags. Like my garden party is canvas. My bag is partly canvas, and they're just phenomenal. It doesn't have to be a big, heavy leather bag. Like I could carry my bag because it's canvas. If that were all leather and the size of a Birkin, I'd never be able. Hey, Jen, I'd never be able to carry that bag with things in it. It would just be overwhelming for me. Everybody loves my toaster, and I can't blame them. So yeah. So yeah. I'm just like done. I just can't fall for them anymore. And that's what just drives me crazy. I mean, I could look all over, never had a problem with anything I've bought from Coach. And I know people have here and there, but I don't hear nearly the horror stories. And everybody knows my Tory Burch, where the coating or whatever the heck it was on the leather, and the leather was just completely peeling off, and it was horrific. So there was that. But yeah, I mean, it was just too it was just too much for me. I'm not putting that kind of money out for that. Wait, what's with Maria? Oh, that's awesome, Maria. So the day I got Tony, and I did say this in a video, I've been waiting for an Evelyn 23, and my SA sent me a text that they just got one in the store. They have one, and it was blue jean, which, my heart was just beating out of my chest. And then when I thought about it, I said, I'm taking in this little kitty, and I'm going to have to pay his vet bills. So I had to turn it down. I didn't have an extra 4,400, I think it was, for the 23, not after taking Tony in. So it was either I get a handbag or I get a kitty. And there was just no choice there. I mean, that's somebody else might have said that, but For me, there was just no choice. So I told her I can't take the bag because I'm just taking in this new baby. I have no idea what it's going to end up costing me in the long run. And yeah, he's my sweetheart and he's too important. Come on, sweetie. And right after Tony came in is when we had the sub-zero temperatures and the really heavy snow. So this little guy wouldn't have made it. He would have been just frozen solid somewhere. So that's what I chose to do. And yeah. Oh, the blue jean was just amazing. Oh gosh. It's just such a beautiful color. And she knew that I wanted a blue. And yeah, but I had to say no. Not a biggie. He's just such a sweetheart. Really just a sweetheart. He's incredible. So I'm just happy to have him. I just really, oh, Horlina sold something. What did you sell? Rather have cash in hand? Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like that too. 3 bags dirt cheap. Yeah, I'm over them, the LV ones. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I carry mine, but I don't ever feel the urge like, oh my God, I have to go there and I have to go buy a bag. There are some really great things that they've put out on Louis Vuitton recently, some beautiful scarves. I've seen quite a few from the newer collections that I think are gorgeous. I love the sterling silver jewelry that they've released, and they're really, really good prices. I don't know how heavy the pieces are. I'm curious about that, but they are beautiful. Hi, and you're beautiful too. See, I don't have the background on so you guys can see him. But you know, I would never say no. I love their stationery. I would really feel happy to buy those items, but I'm just really like the bag. I'm not into it. I have enough. And I certainly have enough monogram bags, to last me decades. Probably not even going to be around for decades, but I summoned him. Yes, here's my boy. He's so sweet. I saw your post right before your live. And I did go over and look, but I didn't see any of the Rowans on there. I did see that other small camera-ish bag, which was nice. Um, I don't particularly like bags that are divided like that, and I kind of like I don't like bags set up like that, and I don't like denim. But here I was thinking, oh my God, that bag's so cute. I'm going to have FOMO. I really need to get it. The denim Rowans, Rachel. And yes, I could always get a bag. A kitty, especially this kitty, he's irreplaceable. But anyway, I was like, there I go again. I'm going to wind up buying that bag, and it's not even going to be a week later, and I'm going to be not wanting to carry it because I know how I am with that style bag. I do have one very inexpensive nylon bag that came from Amazon that Linda P told me about. And I've used that for quite a few beach trips. And it's an awesome, awesome, awesome bag. But it's for a particular purpose. And that bag is just set up really well. So it's not really divided so much. Here goes. So I could tolerate that, but I knew that with this particular bag, the way it was sectioned off, no, it wasn't going to happen. But the Rowans, oh my gosh. I like the love leather at the outlet too. I think that those are beautiful. Oh, yeah, the denim bags, I'm not a denim person. So for me, it's just not really something that I'd be using all the time. I have one denim bag. It is, excuse me, a Coach Tabby 20. And I use it. I use it sometimes if I'm going out to dinner or if I'm taking a short trip somewhere. It's a really cute bag and I want to keep it. I know I can't really carry much in it, so I'm good with it. being a small bag and arranging things in there and having to Tetris everything, et cetera, et cetera. But other than that, I don't have any desire. And these tabbies that they put out on retail that look like they've been through a shredder. Oh God, no. Oh no. Oh no. Those things are foul. Mm-mm. No way. Oh no way. No. 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 Behind thee, Satan. No. I just no. I am not paying anybody something that looks like it came out of the trash. No, not happening. So yeah, that's the way I feel. But denim is a cheap material. Jen, I didn't even know you were here. Denim is a cheap, cheap material. And to pay $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a denim bag, no, not unless you have enough bags and you just want to keep that as a conversation piece, or if you're at a point where you have enough bags that you use and you just want to, you're collecting and you want to add something from the collection to your collection. And I had company. Yes, I did, my little baby. But yeah, I mean, under those circumstances, I can see it, but I just can't see it. I just can't see. Yeah, and raffia bags. Yes, I am like that with raffia and wicker. I've mentioned this brand before on my channel, and people look at me like I'm nuts because social media doesn't know it, and I know how it is with social media. But there's a brand called Eric Javits, and Eric Javits makes woven hats and woven bags. Straw. Yeah, you're definitely not alone, Amy. Absolutely not. Anyway, it's sold in all the high-end department stores. Saks sells it, or at least they used to. I don't know since they're bellying up. Neiman's. It's been all over, and it's a very, very well-known brand for many, many years. And their straw and you know wicker bags and whatnot on sale you can get for like around the $250 to $300 range, but full price they're a lot more. And I think that because I did have one at one time, that's the top that I would ever spend, number one. And I would be very hesitant to buy another one, number two. So that's just it. And I also had something that I don't think was actually a wicker or woven bag, but it was an Agner. And it was really cute. It was just like a little top handle tote, and it had a crossbody strap, and I eventually just sold it. But it was a really cool bag. So yeah, Amy, the monogram, I do appreciate it, and I don't plan on getting rid of my bags, but I mean, I don't get a special thrill carrying Louis Vuitton monogram. I just I just don't. Maybe I did when I bought my first one or first couple, but at this stage of the game, nah. I don't really get a thrill from carrying any label. I get more of a thrill from picking up something that's really beautiful leather or that's made really well or designed really well or really interesting looking that just floats my boat. Like the last video that I did with bags that bring me joy. I mean, I have Bagoo bags that bring me joy because they're just so adorable. My Bagoo bag with the Hello Kitty on it, that bag is awesome. I smile every time I pick that up. And I'll tell you, you buy a bag from Bagoo, there is not a thread out of place on there. So if you can make a bag for $60 without any flaws, why can't you make a bag for $6,000 without any flaws? That's my question. So that's part of it. I like a Ben and I like a Zor. I don't care about the logos. I'm just not really, uh, I'm not obsessed with it. I mean, I'm just not. So yeah, but that's what really gets me. So, it can be done. Do they want to do it? They don't have to do it. They don't have to do it because No matter what you tell some people, they will continue to buy and they will continue right, exactly, Winnie, because they only cost $37 to make. There are people who will tell you, and we know who they are, we're not going to name names. Um, they're not going to wear a Coach bag. I just won't reach for it. I just won't reach for that. Well, you're not going to reach for it. Why? Because it's Coach and you're just above it all. And, like that's not to my taste. Why? I mean, come on. You know, Years ago when I was young, I used to say I'd only drink Diet Coke and then I could tell the difference. And I'm going to say allegedly, my mom allegedly put some kind of no name soda in a Diet Pepsi bottle or Diet Coke bottle, Diet Coke, because I really don't drink Pepsi. Um, and then told me afterwards that it was store brand. And I honestly didn't know what to think because I was like, well, is it or isn't it? Because I swore I'd be able to tell, but I really didn't know. So, it's kind of like that light. If you took a Coach bag, if you took that tabby, took the offensive C off of it, and put a CC on that bag, they'd be lined up around the block. Oh, it's the new collection. It's the new Chanel bag. Look at how wonderful it is. Look at how beautiful. It's just so classy. So yeah, I could tell the difference between Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi too, Rachel. I absolutely can. But it's the mind F that when you're looking at something and you're not 100% sure. But if I had a lineup of bottles, I'd be able to tell which is which. So yeah, I love your offensive Crystal C too. But that's basically what it boils down to is, you know, they're people are obsessed with a label. And, I finally went to the boutique for the experience. I've never had a boutique experience at Louis Vuitton for all the years that I was shopping there, except the one time that I went with somebody who was a VIP. And of course, I was just a tag along. And the two items that I bought, I then later sold because I didn't like either of them. I had a bracelet. Yeah, it was a leather bracelet with I think it's called the monogram balloon, maybe. And it has the little slide mechanism thingy. It never slid tight enough for it to actually stay on my wrist, so it had to go. And it made me nuts because it opened up enough that it was like kind of halfway down my hand. So that went. And then the other item was the Ivy walk with the lining that didn't fit inside the bag properly. So, yeah, so that was it. But, I enjoy going to these stores. I hear people telling horror stories about Hermes, and I've never gone into Hermes begging for a bag. I've never gone into Hermes buying things that I didn't want. And I would say all but my first trip to Hermes, which was to ask for a repair on my her bag, which when I bought it online, I unboxed it at home. I threw away a plastic piece that goes to the clue that's in the center that helps close it. So I needed to get that replaced, and I bought a ring while I was there. And then when the woman called and told me that the piece was in, you know, she was just a bitch. I mean, I just gotta call a spade, that she was just a bitch on wheels. Because the day that I went in and I said I had an appointment with her, that she clearly set up the appointment, she said, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." And I said, "No," I said, "Your name is Dawn." Her name is Dawn too. Um, and you talked to me and you told me to come in on such and such a day. And I took a day off from work and bitch wasn't even doing anything except standing there twiddling her thumbs. There were zero people in the store, and they made it like, oh, it was just so important that I had an appointment, which I had. So luckily, when I went in and picked up, oh, and I had said to her when she said, "Come in and pick up your piece," I said, "I really would like a mini Evelyn." And, oh, okay. She says, "I'll keep that in mind." So I go in the next day, and the essay that was there was somebody that knew me from Louis Vuitton who was only there for a minute, and she was the repair specialist. And we were talking because I did talk to her. She was one of the people that was very nice in Louis Vuitton. And she said, "Is there anything else you want?" Because that's the secret language, okay? When you tell them what you want, when they say, "Is there anything else that you want?" That's when you ask for a bag and you say, "Oh, I really would like whatever bag." If you're like me and you just want an Evelyn, you'll say, "Well, I want a mini Evelyn." Or, if you're the big baller, "Oh, I want a special order Birkin," whatever. Either you're going to get it or not get it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, when I told her I wanted the mini Evelyn, she's told me to hold on. She said, "I'm pretty sure that we have one. Let me talk to my manager." She went talked to her manager. She came back. She told me what the color was. She said, "It's really beautiful. I think you're going to like it." And she opened up the plastic, put it down in front of me, and there it was. I have the rose confetti strap. If you've seen it, you know. And it's the Rouge Cellier color, which is very similar to Rouge Ash, but it's a little bit more brown. And I was happy. Wrap it up. And I left with it. But the original SA was never going to give me squat. I went to Short Hills a couple of times, didn't really know that SA. My first time there. Is there anything else that you want? I was like, "Well," I said, I really can't think of anything. Do you want a bag?" So I had told her that I was interested in a Picotin because that's another bag that I wanted. And she came back and I told her what colors. I said, "I really wanted a color." And she's like, "We only have one. It's gold." She said, "And there might be a black one." I said, "No, I definitely want a color." So, hi, Lori. So the next time, couple times I went there, I've been offered a bag every time I've been to Hermes. There's no magical secret in it. There's no buy millions of things and then hope that they offer you something. You just talk to your SA, and when they ask you, "Is there anything that you want?" you tell them what you want. They don't get 50 speedies in the way other places do. They don't get a drop and then they're released on a certain day and everybody swarms. All they do is try to source owners for the bags that they have in store. And they don't get them all that often. And my original SA, who Winnie met, who's at my boutique in Princeton, and I don't want to just tell this little group that's in Princeton, somebody told me shh, because people know it's like a really well kept secret. But she just retired, but I brought lots of people in to see her, and, she'd tell me, "We had a lot of rodeo charms the week before last, but they all sold." And I know she did. My essay now is a doll. I wanted boots. She's like, "Let me see if I could get them for you." And I say, I was honest with her, and I was like, "Grace, I don't even know if I would be able to actually put these boots on and wear them. So if you could get them, great, give me a call. If you can't get them, please don't go crazy, because if I can't wear them, if I can't fit in them, I'm going to feel really awful." So, yeah, I mean, that's really all there is to it. I think that all this pre spin stuff is just a bunch of BS. And, that's just been my experience. There's no amount that you're supposed to spend. There's no, you need to buy from XYZ category. When they ask you, "Is there something else that you want?" you tell them, and either you're going to get it or you're not going to get it. But they're not spiting you if they don't have the bag that you want. And if it's one that you don't want and you tell them no, they'll just call you the next time. It's really just not difficult. But I go in and see my SA when I want something, if I want makeup, if I want a scarf, if I'm buying a gift for someone. I mean, I try to keep in touch with her, and I don't go every month because if I did, I'd be homeless. But I try to go in and, just at least keep contact. But I think that all these ideas that people have, maybe they were just acting over eager or had really high expectations, because that's never been my experience. Yeah, I know you've had great experiences, Maria. And I had the same. I can't understand why anybody would want to get a shit pile of things that they have no intentions of ever using, and they're just going to resell somewhere in order for the opportunity to maybe get the $10,000 bag that they want to get. It just blows my mind. If you're not buying items that you enjoy, you're really losing out. And I love my Hermes items. I love my Hermes poncho, which was bag money. I use it really often. I love it. I love all of my sterling silver pieces. I love all of my scarves. And I bought them because I love them, not because I have expectations of getting something on down the line. So if you truly don't like the brand, other than a Birkin or a Kelly, go get one pre-loved. Save yourself the energy. It's just totally not worth it. I know you've had great experiences, Rachel, and I hope Rachel doesn't mind, but she was at the store where one of the employees was allegedly doing some funky things and selling out of the trunk of the car. Not really, but yeah, they were Oh, I'll let Rachel save that for a video. So you got to, if you're not already subscribed to Rachel, you got to go subscribe to Rachel because she could spill the tea on that one on her own. If I hadn't known I was coming on, I would have brought Rachel on to tell the story. So yeah, funny story, where I come from and AB can tell you. At one point, every block knew somebody who had stuff that fell off the back of a truck. There were a lot of trucks in South Philly. Just gonna say that. I don't know anybody who, was driving the truck or anything, but it was like Everybody Hates Chris, if you ever watched that show, which was my family. We were very, very much like Chris's family. Um, we had a risky. I mean, every block had a risky. So if you wanted a hockey jersey, Risky's got it. You want concert tickets, might not be the concert that you want to go to, but Risky's got it. So everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew somebody who knew a Risky. So yeah. But anyway, oh yeah, with the Hermes boutique. So yeah, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, and I don't want to, say that I'm never going to buy any Louis Vuitton ever again. But I'm not head over heels obsessed. And I'm not obsessed with buying Coach just to buy bags. I just like their bags. Over the years, their selection has gotten so much better and the quality has increased so much. And that why? Why would I? Why do I need to get something that's really that much money that's going to be crap and I have to worry that the glazing's going to peel off or the handles are going to rip off or, stuff like that. Half Italian in New Jersey. Yes. Half Italian, but I only grew up with my mom's side of the family and grew up in South Philly. So, yeah, it's the only culture I know, guys. And it's really funny because I always have people come up to say, Happy St. Patrick's Day. And I'll be like, oh, thank you. But it's kind of doesn't really mean much to me because we never really celebrated St. Patrick's Day. Although a couple of times my mom made corned beef and cabbage for my dad. Now, she's Sicilian, okay? I don't even think she ever ate corned beef and cabbage before, but she would make it for my dad on St. Patrick's Day, and he tried to appreciate it. And one year he said to her, You know what? Don't ever make me this again. He's like, Please just make me some ravioli. So, yeah, that was just the last time we ever had corned beef and cabbage. So, in the Italian American community, yep. But I'm not half Irish though. My other half is English and German mostly. I might have like a drop of Irish blood, but not really. My stepdad was Irish and English, but I believe also mostly English. So he is the one. who used to get the corned beef and cabbage dinner. But we used to, well, not we used to, but in the Italian community, St. Joseph's Day, which is the 19th, is the bigger holiday, and there's special foods that we eat for St. Joseph's Day. So that will be what I'd be looking forward to, having my zeppole. And, well, my grandmother used to make the gravy with the alich, which is like a hot pepper gravy with breadcrumbs. And yeah, that I didn't eat. So alich is anchovies, and I never liked that. Jen, are you still here? Did your family cook this? Because my grandmother used to cook it every year. And yeah, so that was one of the things. And for Easter, we get the Italian Easter egg. And I don't remember if they were Perugina, but there's a particular brand that makes the big hollow Easter eggs. And inside, they usually have some kind of a prize inside, sort of like a Kinder egg, but it's a big hollow shell of an egg. So yeah, but that was the big day. So, but everybody's Irish a little bit on St. Patrick's Day because most people go out and at least have a drink. So you're honorary. Oh, Winnie, you are honorary. You're more Italian than some people I know who are Italian. Winnie is no Wonder Bread Wop. Let's just put it that way. She's a soprano fan, so all of you soprano fans, if you know, you know. So yeah. All right, guys. It's almost 9 o'clock. 11% Irish. That's fine though. The egg is chocolate, yes. The egg is a chocolate shell, so it's a hollow chocolate egg. I'm pretty sure Perugina makes them, who makes the bocce candies, if you're not familiar with bocce. Um, Bocce are shaped like a ball, and they come in a cup, and they have a hazelnut in the center. And it's almost like a truffle, but like a lighter truffle. Like the texture inside is lighter. So yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too, Steph. I'm partly on my mom's side, and my grandmother had green eyes and red hair. So go figure. But yeah, yeah, thank you. I knew, Dia. I knew that you would know. So yeah, bocce. Yep. I love my bocce. And the bocce egg, it's delicious. So that was always a big thing. And then Toroni we have for every holiday, which is the nougat candy. Where are you, Jorgelina? Where are you? Hello? Hello, hello. Poor Jorgelina's probably exhausted and she's probably wanting to eat dinner around now because it's like that time for her. I love bocce. But Monica, I love my Polish candies. Oh, she's here. She's here. We were talking about bocce. The candy bocce, not bocce balls. And zeppole and Toroni. So yeah, writing your paper. Oh, I knew you were doing something that was a hell of a lot more important than chatting in these chats. So yeah, Jorgelina is finishing up the end of her master's degree. So she's just exhausted. So okay, speaking of exhausted, I'm exhausted. I've been up since 5:30 because I just woke up and I said there's no point in going back to sleep. Oh God, you have to. You have to. So yeah, Maria knows. Thank you, Maria. I thought that you said good night. I'm sorry. So you know all of these things, yeah? Your bocce, your Toroni, your zeppole. So anyway, yeah, so I've been up since 5 and it's almost 9 now and I really need to wind down. I've been in a bra too long, quite frankly, and it's got to go. So I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to read some more of my book. And I appreciate you all coming over. Thank you so much. Night all. Bye.